Motion capture allows you to transform into any character or creature.
This is insane.
I don't have a costume to rely on. I don't have props.
You really got to delve into your own imagination for it to work and look authentic.
This is acting at its core.
This shit is really hard.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And on this episode of Challenge Accepted, I'm going to be tackling something I have been dying to try. You see it all the time in TV, video games, and movies. For the next month, I'm going to be exploring the world of motion capture. Motion capture is everywhere. You know when actors wear the gray pajamas with the dots all over them and they turn into other creatures? From Josh Brolin's performance as Thanos to Benedict Cumberbatch playing a dragon to literally any Andy Serkis performance in the last 10 years, Gollum in Lord of the Rings, Caesar in Planet of the Apes, Snoke in Star Wars. I am so fascinated by this art form and I've always wondered how much of the final rendering is the actor's performance versus the animator's animation. And this is my chance to find out. For the next month, I'm going to be training with motion capture veteran Richard Dorton. And at the end of the challenge, I will have to perform my very own video game fight scene captured entirely with motion capture. Challenge accepted.
Hi, my name is Richard Dorton. I'm also known as the MoCap Man. I'm an actor, director, and an instructor of performance capture. I run a US division of the MoCap Vaults. Here we train and we teach actors all about motion capture and performance capture. Motion capture is the art of creating a digital character to bring to life. We're going to capture your body, your face, and your voice, and we're going to move it into a digital character.
So this was a video that Garrett actually suggested. And immediately when he said it, I was like, I have never seen anyone on YouTube pull off a challenge like this before. Motion capture is an incredibly expensive thing to do, and there are very few people in the world who know how to do it. So when Richard agreed to do this, I was blown away.
I've been in over 100 video game projects as an actor. Some of my favorite characters that I've brought to life: Wolverine in X-Men Legends, Master Chief in Halo Wars. One of my biggest games that I worked on was Left 4 Dead. I play all the heroes because they captured one set of moves, and then they just dropped my moves on 3 different characters. But I also got to create the zombies.
As a woman of color, I don't go out for as many auditions as I wish I could because there aren't that many parts for people who look like me. But the great part about motion capture is that anyone can play any role and any creature, and I love the freedom that it affords.
One of the hardest things that Michelle's going to face is we have no environment. She's going to have to create it for herself. A lot of this work is your imagination, and that's what I'm going to push on her. I'm going to see if she can create the space with her body.
This is actually a really cool career opportunity because my background really lends itself to this art form, as it's the marriage of acting and physical ability. And I really want to do well at it so that I can hopefully do real motion capture gigs in the future.
Welcome to the MoCap Vault's Intro to Motion Capture. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna come up, I'll give you a character. I just wanna see if you can physicalize this character. We will all just watch, and then we're gonna try to guess. No sound, just physicalize.
No noise.
No noise, because if I said, be an ogre, you know, what do you wanna do? You wanna do all this facial stuff, right? But if I'm not capturing your face, then it doesn't help. What can you physicalize to bring this creature to life?
Often in motion capture, they're only capturing your body and not your face, so you have to portray the character just through the rest of your body. I was given the task of transforming from a werewolf back into a human.
Okay, that's, what did you see? What did you see?
Almost like possession.
Yeah, like she was in a new body or something.
Almost like a werewolf turning back into the person.
Oh.
Yes!
Was that what it was?
Yes.
This is my favorite character. Imagine your bones are breaking back into place. Imagine the pain that your shoulder blades are going. How you're changing,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I wanted to growl and stuff.
Of course you wanted to.
But I can't.
But you can't. But your body, look, I don't have to make a sound.
Okay, yes.
I need to feel so much pain in your body.
My first go at it was just a shot in the dark, and with a lot more direction from Richard, I realized for every character you do in motion capture, even if it's a fictional character like a werewolf, you have to understand biologically what happens to a werewolf's body when they change back to a human. On the second go, I really applied that, and it felt amazing.
Oh God, that art you did was so great, because we saw bones going, you know, they're snapping back into place. That was a werewolf transformation. You know, that's how intense you want to go. The extremes are what we're looking for motion capture. You have to go there. Next thing we're going to jump into is creating environments. When you're on a movie set or a TV set, you have set pieces, you have costuming. In the mocap world, you have to create all of this for yourself. Let's do avalanche. Extreme cold and height. This is our set, a piece of tape. We have to stay on the line because we have back markers, so we don't want to block the markers. So if I gave you a wall to lean on, that's not good for the data. This is a giant hole. We are 20,000 feet in the air, snow-covered mountain. If you make a noise, you're going to set off the avalanche and you're going to die. Tie this around your waist. You're freezing cold. You're running away from Castle Wolfenstein, where the werewolf dogs are coming after you. I forgot to tell you, you're afraid of heights. You won't jump. Steve's got to try to get you to come. The wind is really, really sharp. So I need to feel that in your body. So if you start moving too fast, I'm going to go like this. Wind. Action. There's rocks. You're wet. And the dogs have been set loose. Wind. Gotta go.
No. Motion capture isn't just a fancy way of acting. I feel like it's the most intense form of acting that exists.
My name is Brandon Melendi. I'm a stuntman, and I've been working in the industry for about 10 years.
My name is Steve Brown. I'm also a stunt performer. I've been doing this for 6-8 years. We've done Bumblebee, we've done Transformers.
I did Thor: The Dark World. I did Jungle Book.
Ninja Turtles. Things from like Call of Duty,
Battlefield. Trying to elicit emotion, like a genuine response in a scene when you have nothing to play off of is probably by far one of the hardest things to do in motion capture.
Even though you're maybe a stunt performer or an actor, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be good for motion capture.
You really gotta delve into your own imagination for it to work and look authentic.
What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna walk you through some of the stuff you'll run into in the volume. We wanna create a T with our body. So feet are parallel underneath you, arms out to the side, palms down. So when they drop an animated character on you, they now know the full range of motion of the arms. After that, you'll end up having to do something called the ROM, range of motion. We move so we can see how the character moves on our skeleton. There's two types of motion capture that differentiate the video game world and the film world. In the video game world, you do have in-game motion, so it's all the punching, climbing, shooting, crawling. Reaction time now in video games is really fast. So ready and jab, poof, left jab, poof, right cross, poof, left cross, poof. If you get caught up on, that's 3 seconds of wasted button smashing.
We learned how to do walk cycles and in-game play movement, and there's a really specific way that you have to walk to make sure that every step you take is just like the last one you did, because you have to create a perfect loop cycle for the animators.
You're gonna have a person control the character that you are motion capturing for. I worked on Battlefield 1, and the difference to me was how formulaic it felt. They knew down to the hour what they were going to be doing. They have this thing where if you just go crazy with a controller, the character will just go like. So they literally have you capture that.
In regular acting, you're not really thinking too much about everyone else who's going to be dealing with the work you're doing on camera. In this, you have to be really sensitive to everyone who's gonna touch it in post-production.
It's a collaborative art. You can find the nuances of Andy Serkis in his performance. So that's his work, but he's also relying on a bunch of animators to help him. There's thousands of people to make this movie happen. Our next class, which is a heroes and monsters class. She'll go into creating hero poses, and then she'll get to tackle a monster. Welcome to House of Moves. This is the next step. We could have gone to a dance studio, but working in this environment will teach you a lot more about it.
The superhero exercise, you would think I should be well versed in this by now after doing a whole series on superheroes, but for some reason, doing it for motion capture was a bit of a different story.
Here's the exercise. Hero landing. Discovery. What the hell is this? I don't know. It's a discovery. I need you to figure out what this is. I need you to stand up for your hero pose and then go. Put me in the environment so I know where you are. Make this crucially important. Raise the stakes for yourself because it's a plunger with binoculars on it right now. If this is somebody that's dead that you love, I better feel it. You better f***ing cry your eyes out.
First time through, I didn't really make specific choices. I didn't know what I was doing. It's very embarrassing.
I'm gonna give you some notes here. We're gonna readjust it. Be crystal clear what you're saying. Some of these characters are clear to me, some of them aren't. I don't know if you're in a warehouse. I don't know if you're in the jungle. I don't know if you're on a desert planet. Nobody took the time to explore. Wham! Ooh, now we know it's cold, you know?
I did Thor the Dark World. We're doing this massive army battle scene where I'm this Asgardian warrior and we're defending the Bifrost Bridge from these elves and things. So I walk into the volume, there's nothing. It's just open gray space. But it's like, all right, attack! And you're just like, ah! That is by far the biggest challenge.
Second time through, I decided to pick a very specific character, Rey from Star Wars, and think really critically about her movements and motion and the world around her. It hit me then how many things you have to keep track of in your head when you're doing motion capture, because you not only have to worry about the physical pose and how you look on camera, but also, is it cold? Is it hot? Is it dusty? Is there wind? Where do you feel that in your body? How does that affect the way you walk and move and talk?
It was super crystal clear. You had everybody waiting, what's next? That was awesome. I'm going to put you through an experience that we go through when we go to a motion capture stage. We don't know what we're working on. At lunchtime, you're going to get an email because you're going to choose a creature and we're going to make it move.
I just got my monster. Look at this. It's like this fat thing that has a broom trash can face.
I got the Wood Witch from The Witcher, which is this very obese woman that doesn't have a face and has claws and thinks she's sexy at the same time.
This character is just so unlike me in every way.
I'm going to build an obstacle course for you. I want to see your character do a cinematic. It's a defining moment for your character here in the center. Then my team, they're going to shoot you. So we're going to put a mat here and you're going to get a death scene. If I'm in Silent Hill,
Oh my God. Video games are so weird. Like, who thinks of this?
the Wood Witch is a very, very specific character. She thinks she's beautiful. That's her mentality. That's what she uses to seduce men. What is going to help you is vocalization with her too. It's her laughter. Okay? It's very creepy, but we're attracted to her in a weird way. And since we're in another world, we don't get to shoot her, we get to slash her. All right, here's the Wood Witch.
I don't want to be a fat, creepy, sexually predatory woman, and I explored that today.
And I had to go in really deep inside myself and pull that out from somewhere. And the first few times I tried, it was really hard. It was hard for me to say it's okay to look gross and ugly right now.
Rich. Do one thing for me here. Sit down on this thing here. You're beautiful to you.
Okay.
You are so beautiful.
I think I'm, okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
You have to make him fall in love with you so that when he rejects you, your change of attitude. You don't love me. Well, fine. Yeah. Uncomfortable, weird, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you should go. And she's got this weird wood wrapped around her head thing,
Yeah.
right? She's got all this blubber and fat and ooze. Add that weirdness to it. Who are you, woman?
I'm the Wood Witch. Don't you want this?
No. Where's the princess?
The princess? You could have all of this, and you want some pretty princess.
Good. Look at the pitch.
Yeah.
You have to hurt.
I'm exhausted and I can't talk because I've screamed so much today. And that hasn't happened in a really long time. This shit is really hard. In everything you do, you have to really go for it and put yourself out there in a very scary way.
Commitment in acting, and especially in motion capture, is something that people talk about all the time. And I felt this sense of safeness with my commitment in the room and reward for commitment too. I really admire motion capture performers' ability to just dive right in headfirst into a new character, especially when a lot of times you don't know what character you're gonna play until you show up on set. What I realized today is that motion capture is an incredibly difficult art form, but it can be so rewarding.
It's kind of like when you're a kid and they say like, when you grow up you can be whatever you want. In motion capture, that's actually pretty true.
We'll take Transformers, for example. Specifically Bumblebee, the last one. We designed all the fight beats. So the fight that you're gonna witness, that's our creative process. Now, obviously there's gonna be tweaks and manipulations, but it's us.
I feel way more equipped moving forward to get started on the specific scene that I'm going to be doing for my final challenge. I feel like a better actor. I'm really excited to go to the next level, get in the suit, and make something come to life.
My name is Jeffrey Ovadia. I'm Director of Sales and Marketing for Vicon Motion Systems. We're here in the Vicon Los Angeles office. Vicon is the gold standard in motion capture. Big feature films such as Star Wars: The Last Jedi, if you go to any of the Avengers films, any Disney films, most of the films that utilize motion capture utilize Vicon. As far as video games go, anything that comes out of EA, so all the FIFA and Madden games, anything that comes out of Ubisoft, we're going to utilize these cameras to look at reflective markers that we're going to put onto a Lycra suit that Michelle's going to wear.
I feel like I'm being put in like an astronaut suit and y'all are gonna launch me to the moon next.
Using a Vicon system, we'll be able to get the finest, minute details about all of your motions. Everything that Michelle does, we're going to capture down to subtle hand gestures so that we can really, truly capture the performance.
You can see the dots. Those are your markers. So when we connect them in the software, it'll create your skeleton.
Today was the first day I truly felt like I was in a video game. It is really cool and satisfying to see a 3D rendering of your skeleton on a different body doing the same motions that you are. This is insane how responsive it is and how fluid it is.
Jump.
What? I also got to work on my final scene, which was really exciting. It's a really emotionally and physically challenging scene. I had to experiment with what is it like to be a human turning into a zombie.
I think about worms, like worms
Inside
me, parasite. Yeah, that helps. That's what's traveling
Like
through my,
creepy,
yeah.
probably, okay.
Stuff, bugs. You know, I could throw them up, yeah. I let it attack my core.
Okay.
And I think about the burning pain that all of this virus is burning through my veins. It's killing everything, right? Because it's going to my brain, it's killing everything so I don't think. It's just the hunger.
Those are things I never thought about because zombies are fantastical creatures that don't exist in real life. And it's really cool to hear from Richard how intensely he's thought about every character he's played. When you're in the suit, there's a lot more that you have to deal with. You have to be careful of where the markers are and the way your body is positioned.
We have a rubber training pistol. We'll have somebody become your holster. So as you're walking and you stop and you want to grab your gun, I will stand here and I will just hold it for you. And you pull it up and out, because the cameras aren't going to see me. And then let's say you want to put the gun back, you put it in the holster, and then I'll take it from you, and that's it.
So again, not only is this a really hard acting thing to do, but you have to be thinking about all the technical stuff while you're in your head creating this imaginary world. I'm really excited to shoot this final scene. I understand that it's such a massive privilege to get to do this. It's just been a personal dream of mine to do this for such a long time and do this type of character work that I really want to do it justice. And I see how much care other people in the field put into the work they do. And I really want to honor them. One of my challenges is going to be moving really quickly through the scene, but also giving emotional weight to it.
For her, the hardest part is going to be able to nail the transition from the emotional destruction of knowing that she's infected to the actual physical transformation that she has to do when it takes over her body. It's a distinct transition, and physically, she has to go from being sad and emotional to feeling the pain.
The space that we're shooting in today is Fonco Studios, and it's really, really amazing. There are a lot of cool props from a ton of iconic movies, and this is an amazing room to get to do this in. I'm pretty nervous. I've never done anything like this before. This is a hard scene.
Hey, I'm Kimberly Woods.
I'm Nathan Hedrick.
We're doing this awesome scene today with Michelle, where she comes into an abandoned house, and then we're the zombies that come out and attack her.
There are a lot of people involved. And the last thing I wanted to do was waste anybody's time. So I took a lot of time before the scene to prepare and think critically about my character and all the choreography. It's about a human turning into a zombie. So that's a really intense process, physically and emotionally, to go through that.
All right, here we go. Come to the middle of the volume and give me a T-pose first. And let's roll cameras, and roll audio, and roll mocap.
MoCap speeds.
MoCap speed, so let's go to places. Okay, settle in, remember where you are outside, what the weather's like, everything. And action.
What you just watched was hundreds of hours of labor from an entire team of animators. Because of money and time, we were unable to render the full scene, but hope that you enjoy the rest regardless. No.
I think she nailed it. She proved her worth as an actress. She was really committed, and I'm really, 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 really proud of her.
This was such a transformative experience for me, and I really hope I can continue to get to do motion capture. I learned so much about myself as a human being and as a performer, and I feel way more comfortable in my body and day-to-day life, as well as just pushing myself physically and emotionally in any of the acting work that I do now. I have the utmost respect for motion capture performers and actors, and wish that they received more recognition in award shows, especially with the Oscars. Thank you so much to Richard Dorton for spending the past month with me. Also, thank you so much to Vicon and Fonco for allowing me to do motion capture in your facilities. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below with what you want to see next, because apparently anything is possible on this channel. And as always, subscribe so we can keep on going on more adventures together. Before we go, I want to give a very special shout out to John Henry Crawford from my hometown in Shreveport, Louisiana. For the past year, John Henry has been practicing and uploading clips of him practicing his cello every single day, which is pretty badass and pretty ultra if you ask me. If you want a chance at being next week's shout out, just create a post on Instagram and tag me in it, of course, using hashtag #IamUltra to tell me about how you overcame an obstacle or great feat in your life. And I'll see you next week. Bye!
So.